All right then, greetings and welcome to tonight's educational program, Leadership Skills for Quality Professionals by Dr. Omer Tigani. This is your moderator, Doug Wood, with ASQ's Quality Management Division. So tonight we have the distinct pleasure of hearing from Dr. Omer Tigani. Please join me in welcoming him to our talk. Dr. Omer Tigani is a quality management and organizational excellence expert with 22 years of experience as a director and senior manager. He has led organizations to design and establish robust quality management systems. He has extensive experience as an ISO QMS lead auditor, and senior consultant, advising and coaching organizations in wide-ranging areas of business such as construction, project management, engineering, real estate, education, municipal services, and manufacturing. He's a senior member of the American Society for Quality, and he's an ASQ certified instructor and an ASQ certified manager of quality / organizational excellence, the CMQOE. He has a leader for excellence, the L4E, and is also an EFQM assessor accredited by the European Foundation for Quality Management in Belgium. Dr. Omer is also an accredited Certified Excellence Professional, CEP, by Excellence Canada, and an accredited Chartered Quality Professional, CQP, by the Chartered Quality Institute. He's a registered lead QMS auditor also. Dr. Omer has presented at many events in the United States, in Qatar, and Sudan. He has many peer-reviewed articles in international magazines, including the ASQ magazines, Quality Progress, and the Journal for Quality and Participation. He's a professional trainer both for corporations and at universities. He was at the World Conference for Quality and Improvement this year. We met there. Glad you made it home well. So without further ado, I want to turn this over to Dr. Omer Tigani. So Omer, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Doug, and thank you, everyone. I will just go and stop my camera so I can have a good. I don't know, Doug, are you able to stop my camera? I cannot.
I can't stop your camera, but
yes, please, yeah.
It's good. Okay, you should have a thing down at the bottom where you can turn off your video if you wish.
Because I'm sharing. Okay, I got it. Okay, so thank you, thank you, Dr. Doug, and then thank you, everyone. I'll try to squeeze my 22 years of experience in this presentation. It's more like practical. I will give like practical things that we, as a quality professionals, we face on daily basis in our workplace. So I'll just try to make it sweet. Yeah. Sorry for that. Okay, so this session, I target. I don't know if I. Yeah. So in this session, we will understand the 3 pillars that need to be exist for every successful quality management system, and as we can say, excellence, excellence through quality journey. Okay. And then you will become familiar also with the key leadership skills. We'll discuss the key leadership skills that every quality professional and every quality leader should have. And then the last thing is you will be also aware of the major challenges that encounter the quality professionals on daily basis on the job, and then I will give you some tips on how to overcome those challenges. Okay, then okay, go ahead.
I want to interrupt for a minute. I want to make sure that you're speaking to the microphone, because it sounds like your voice might veer off the microphone a little bit and get a little softer. So we'll just want to make sure the audio is clear.
Let me adjust my headphone then 1 minute.
Oh, good. Okay.
think it should be good now, right? I think. Okay, is it good now, Doc?
Yes, it sounds better.
Okay, good. So yeah, then I will give some background about the pillars. I have like invented this equation, and it's not yet tested and proved, but I think from my experience, I think those are the three pillars that need to be exist in every successful, if the organization want to achieve excellence through quality, those three pillars should be there. And if you see the relationship between these three pillars is like multiplication, right? So any increase or drop in any of these three pillars will affect the final result in our journey to excellence through quality. For example, the documentation, I mean here, the whole quality management system that we have in place in terms of policies, procedures, forms, work instructions, every document that we have in our quality management system, it should be a robust quality management system, and it should be also helping the organization to achieve their business goals. So and I see also this in many organizations. Some people like make it like lengthy procedures. Sometimes some people make it like very short procedures, not even reflecting what's going on. So that the best quality management system documentation should be that one is the optimum one for the organization business. Okay, so and the second pillar is the engaged employees, because without employees we cannot achieve anything in the quality of the business. So we need to have engaged people, and to have them engaged, your organization people, you have to start by training them, and this is very important, very crucial. I see many quality managers, they started drafting the quality management system, but they are not giving the enough training for the staff. And training, when I say training, I'm not only targeting the formal training or lectures or presentations. Training can be on job, training can be informal, training can be in the corridor, training can be in the kitchen. It's mainly about coaching them, communicating to them the objectives and the goals of the quality management system that you have developed, and what the ultimate goal and all this stuff. So yeah, if I would like to talk, I just will make it like short snaps about each pillar. But if you like to talk, you can have hours talking about each one of these pillars. So, and the last one, and the most important one also, is the leadership, organization leadership here. I mean, so organization leadership should be also committed to the quality, and that happens by many ways. It's our role as quality professionals. We have to communicate very well with the top management and do the same. If you are doing X with the employees, you have to do 2 or 3X with the top management, because they are the decision maker, and they are the influencer for the culture for everyone in the organization. So we need to make sure that as a quality professionals, we need to make sure that we spend enough time with the top management, educating them, communicating with them, and telling them everything about quality management system and the goals and the concept and the principles, and the ultimate goal here, if the top management speaks the language of the quality, or the quality language, then we are good, and then for sure we'll achieve a good mark in the excellence through quality. Yes, then I give you also some also things we have to keep in our minds for the whole time. Always keep these things in mind. Excellent through quality is a journey without end. If you complete the documentation, then the second cycle of improvement will be, for example, achieving setting goals, and then improving the documentation, improving the culture, improving your way of training of the staff and So excellence through quality is a direction, not a destination. It's always, we set a direction, we're going to hit that direction, but we cannot achieve it because excellence, in my own point of view, excellence cannot be achieved. It's only as a direction because excellence means achieving. As per the definition of the EFQM and also ASQ, is achieving sustainable, outstanding result like every time, or sustainable outstanding result. So that in real life, that's a little bit difficult, right? You cannot you cannot every time do the best service or outstanding service, but we put that at the target and a goal and direction that we wanna go for. It's a change management process, and these are the nature of the quality. If you are in the quality business, then you are a change agent. So you need to make sure that you have this on mind. If you find some people are not doing good, not helping you, or not cooperating with you in the organization, just be patient and think about the change, because change takes a long time. You have to be patient. You have to do also certain presentation. I will talk about more how to handle the change management here. Okay, and then we need to also understand the role of the top management of the organization, or the leader, and also we need to understand our role as a quality leader. I will show you these roles in this diagram. If you see this diagram, I also I like this diagram. I always use it in my presentations because for me this if you are going in a journey, you need a vehicle, right? So this is a vehicle for the organization to achieve TQM, total quality management, which is for me also like excellence. Just being outstanding for everything in all aspects of the organization and achieve the best result all the time. So this is our aim. But to go for that journey, we need a vehicle, and the tires of this vehicle always is the PTCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act. Like by continual improvement, you are going always in the right direction. And if you see the ground here that the vehicle goes on or above is a QMS, is your management system. So always, and that's why as I said, always make sure that you have a robust documentation system in place that help the organization, not hinder the organization to achieving their goals. And here, one of the thing is our role as quality professionals. We are not in this. We are not inside the vehicle, and maybe this surprise for many people here. But our role is guiding the organization. Our role is setting the direction for the organization. And from time to time, yes, while we are going in the journey, we have to make some checks, like by audit, by assessment, and making sure that everything is okay, and and making sure even the environment within the vehicle is helping the vehicle to go and move in the right direction for excellence. So that's the very important thing we need to keep in mind. We are not part of this organization. We are only advisors for them. We are only coaching them. We are only educating them. We are setting the direction and making sure that they are going in the right direction. Okay, then why leadership skills are critical for quality professional for us? Because we are the role models. When we are saying that, if you are talking to any of the business lines or any department, other department, and you are telling them how to do the right things, then we need to be our role model on that. We need to be also doing that in our quality department. So we have to be professional, and also we have to have a good system in our departments as well. We are the change agent. So that's also very important. So we need to have all the skill sets need to be a change agent, because it's a long story, and it's a long journey to change people mindset from traditional way of doing things to quality and excellence and Six Sigma and all these concepts. You are the front line workers. If anything about quality communicating with third parties, external parties, with internal parties, with owners. We are the frontline workers for the quality and excellence of the company. If any problems in the quality of the products or the quality of the final service or the final output of the organization or deliverables, then we have to step in and try to solve and improve the production, the service, and that. We are the consultant, as I said, we are the consultant, advisors, and coaches. We are not more than that. We are not working in this environment. That should be clear. If you find yourself diving deep in other department procedure and trying to drafting them, it's not the right way of doing things. We are just telling them, if, for example, if I'm the quality department, and one of the departments like tendering department, for example, or human resources, I'm not the guy to draft the procedure. I'm just giving them the template, that need to be used to draft the procedure, and I coach them what we mean by procedure, what we mean by process, what we mean by flow chart, what we mean by forms, and they should develop themselves. And after they develop it, I just review it and give my comment and send it back to them, because they are the owner of this, right? They are the best ones to develop a process about human resource or recruitment or tendering or procurement, So personality of quality leader is the key success factor, and that's why having a good interpersonal skills is a very, very important skills that I will discuss also in the next slide. But and that's why I'm just saying leadership skills are critical for the quality professionals, because personality of the quality leaders and quality department or quality team is very important in successing the change management process and achieving excellence through quality. And I see many results, many examples. If you are lacking leadership skills, then there will be a disaster or devastating problems or result to achieve. So, and I see that in many cases. If we have, I have in the last year, I have been contacted by 3 different companies. To join them because they get rid of their quality managers or quality directors. So, and when I check, many of them or most of them is about interpersonal skills. They are not capable to handle the challenges that they face or the stress, or not capable to handle the difficult people, because in any organization you find difficult people. Not people are nice and good. So yeah, that's an important thing here. So remember that skills can be attained. So don't worry if you miss any of these skills. Even myself, I'm not having all these skills, but I'm just keeping learning and trying to fix that and attain that skills. So the key leadership skills is I summarize in 5. So effective communication, and this is for me the most important one, because always, as I said, change management is always about communication. You have to communicate and show them the end result, and your communication should be effective. I know many people are good communicators, but they're not effective communication. Effective communication means that you achieve or you get the response that you want from your message, right? If you educate them about certain element of the quality and give that in the formal training, that's not enough. You have to also follow that up with casual meetings with them, sending email, asking questions, and seeing how they are understood your message. Okay, as you said, interpersonal skills, that's also very important. You have to be professional enough. You have to be professional and nice enough with people so people can love you. If people love you, then they will love working with you, right? So if you are rude or have some attitude problems, then people will not listen to you, and then will not work. Will not respond to your queries. So that's very important. I think also for quality professionals to have. Okay, vision, and that's a key one. You know, as a quality leader in an organization, you have to have, you know, the vision is clear for you. What are you going to do? You know, what our quality management system should look like in 5 years down the road. And your vision should be clear to you as a quality professional, and also should be clear to other people in the department, especially the top management. And that's why I'm saying always try to be tidy link with the top management, giving them the update, having like weekly meetings and weekly reports to them. And this is also one of the good practices. Usually when I'm like a quality director or quality manager for organization, I have to have like this weekly meeting with the top management. I give them every single thing happened during that week and what I did, what problems I'm facing, what the good thing that we have achieved. So all this keep the top management with you on the same page. And at the end of the day, they will speak the quality language, because communicating with you, taking the things with you from you, the concept, you know, behind that, the achievement, the things that then they will speak the quality language. So, and this is also very important. You have to be passionate about quality. Ask yourself, like, you know, am I passionate about quality? Is the quality the right thing, you know, to do for the organization, or just I'm just doing that just to get my pay slip at the end of the month, or the bi-weekly slips. So just be enthusiasm about what you are doing, because, you know, if you believe in quality, then you will work by heart, you know, and that also help you during the hard times. Sometimes you have a hard time in your career as quality, right? You see yourself, I'm not achieving things, and people, like, you know, don't like me and all this stuff, you know, because this, as you said, this is a change management process. So you have to be passionate, and you have to believe in what we are doing. In this situation, then you will survive and stand again. If you find some people, difficult people, by your passion, you will find your way to succeed. And yeah, also you have to be result oriented with flexibility, and this is very important. You have to be flexible. Yes, we need to achieve, we need to improve the business, the service, the product. But if that doesn't happen, then you have to find another way. You have to be flexible and agile enough, quality professionals, to find other ways to do it. If you fail by this way or by this road, then take another way, another road, you know. And I have also this, like, you know, you have to be doing that, because, you know, in many cases, especially with the top management, sometimes I requested top management or other department to do something for me, you know. That didn't work because maybe for many reasons, but I keep asking, and then in different ways, not only ways, you know. So not only one way, I mean. So you have to be flexible and having many ways, many alternatives of achieving your goals. You know, I remember in one of the companies I worked for, I was, you know, quality. We need at that time, we need to establish like a document control system for the whole company. And I see the problem. I see the pain because of lacking of that system. And, you know, I talk to the top management and always saying that there's no budget for that. Yeah, but I keep, you know, and I can remember that I keep 6 months asking the same question but in different ways. So, and I finally I got a team for that, for the document control, and then we started establishing. And after I established the document control system, then the top management, recognized that, because they saw the value of having document control. So other skills, I will just move along with this. Maybe you can see it when I share the presentation. So you need to have a pleasant personality. As I said, let people like you. You have to be a good negotiator. As a quality professional, you have to be a good persuasive, you know. Because if you because we are always saying new things to people. So new things, you need to persuade them this is a good thing for themselves, for their business lines, for the organization. So, and you have to be a good coacher, as I said, coaching every time, not only formal training, presentation, or, like coaching them on job, on the corridor, in the kitchen. And flexibility, as we said, you have to be flexible and agile enough to use different ways to achieve your goals. You have to be a quick learner, because if you are quality manager or quality director for the organization, you have to learn, their business model, their objectives, their goals, what the industry they are in, and what their problems and the challenges that they are facing. And then mentoring skill, this is very important, because as a quality leader or a quality professional, some people in the organization, in other departments or other teams, they got excited about quality, and they would like to know more and to be also getting into that career path as quality professionals. So you have to be a good mentor, telling them in terms of education they need, experience they need to go in, and all this. Okay, emotional intelligence, and this also like one of the key important things. You have to be mature enough to handle many people, and you have to also be able to manage your emotions, right? Relationship building, and also always, this is very important, because to succeed, for sure, we are human, right? So to succeed, you need to let people know you well and to have good relationship with people. And I have many examples of this. When I go in like a new quality manager in any organization, and I just try to see my connection. If I know someone in this organization before, I just go with him and try to start, developing the procedure, like, with this friendship relationship, right? Then when it goes well, then the other department will ask you to do the same for their department, and that's go along. Yeah. So you have to be self-motivated, as you said, just follow your passion. Short objective setting, you have to be good in setting objectives. Okay, excellent planner. You have to be a good planner, and this is very important, because always one of the key challenges that we face as quality professionals, we always have small teams, because organization cannot afford to give you like a big teams, right? So they give you like very small team. And then you need to manage these resources and planning, make like reasonable planning, set reasonable objectives for your team, for yourself, and don't take the stick heavy from the beginning, so it will be difficult to you. So care about organization business, and this is very important. You have to know the business of the organization that you are working for, and what their goals, what their priorities, what their pains. So all this we have to understand very well. Okay, you have to focus always on achieving, even if it's like minor improvements, that also will be a big achievement. So just minor plus minor will be major improvement or significant improvement in the business of the company. So you have to have the skills of how to identify those continued improvements, opportunities or initiatives, and then you need to prioritize them, right? If you did an audit and you identify like 4 or 5 areas for improvement, so you cannot do the same all 5 in one time. So you have to prioritize it. Is it maybe some factors that you can consider. Which one has major impact on the business of the company? Which one will benefit bigger people in the company? Which one can be achieved quickly with less resources? So all these factors you can consider, and then you have to learn to make like a reasonable action plan for each initiative. If you have improvement initiative, then that need to be supported by an action plan you set with target, with deadlines, and you follow that till you achieve the improvement that you want to achieve. Okay, then you need to also excellent process manager. You need to understand the process management by heart. You know how to identify the inputs of every single process in your organization, and what are the steps and what are the outputs, and from the outputs, how to identify the process KPIs and measure that process, and always making the output is better. If it's like output, maybe a service, maybe products, then you need to make sure that you are always achieving or measuring the performance of that process. Okay, stress management, and as we said, you have to be professionally mature and manage your stresses, because sometimes you feel difficult people. Sometimes you feel like you are not doing anything. You feel like you are out of you cannot achieve. There's many problems with the top management, customers, with the employees, with your coworkers. So you have to be mature enough to handle all these stresses and move along. Okay, and efficient delegation, and this is also very important. If you have a small team, then you need to how to delegate the task from you as a quality manager or director to your team. So select the right person to the right task. Time management, and this is also very important. You need to manage your time and achieve the most important goals and improvement with the less resources and less time. Okay, so I just have to look at like some major challenges from experience, and I will give you some tips how to overcome those challenges. The first one always is the lack of leadership commitment, and I'm sure like 99% of quality professionals have this problem, because top management is top management, right? And they are seeing the organization business and goals and profits and all this as a priority. But as a quality professional, we have to know to speak the leadership language. You see, if the leadership is talking more about profits, then you have to tweak your speech and your goals as quality to increase the profit. If they are talking about cost saving, you have to have your initiative also like aligned with that. If they are talking about educating people, achieving, increasing the market share, and then you have to align your quality objectives for that. So that's very important. Okay, and as I said, align your quality initiatives and goes to the organization business. And I can remember in one of the companies, they asked me to, the CEO asked me to develop a program for the in-house training. Like training from, we have some good people, and he asked me to give like, some support in training, especially for the project management, because it was a project management company. And at that time, he want like a certain number of his team in the organization to be like PMP certified. And we have an instructor in the team, and then we assign him. But what I did for me also, because one of the areas of knowledge in the PMP book is about quality management. Then I just asked that instructor, if when it comes to the quality management, let me present it. So I use that also, to increase the awareness of people about quality management and about achievement as a quality department and all this stuff. So we have to also be smart to use, what the company need and align our goals to that. So my last, here, the last tip here is just communicate. So communication is the key with the top management always. And as I said, communication cannot be in one way, right? Communication can be in different ways and using different channels and different social media. Sometimes by email, sometimes by presentation, sometimes by casual chatting, and sometimes by it's like many ways. So you need to make sure that you are using the whole on all different ways and means of communication. Okay, the second challenge is quality tasks are not organization priority. They see also always, and this is always happening, the task is not so here the quality is not the quality department responsibility, and as you know, always we say we know this saying, quality is everyone's responsibility. Quality is not quality team. So one of the things that when I hear in the organization they are using the term this is quality task and this is organization task. So there's no difference. A quality task should be the organization task. So we are doing. I can remember one example here. At that time, I was a new quality manager for a big organization doing like real estate development. And at that time I drafted the procedure template and asked all departments to start drafting their procedures, their processes. And when I talked to one guy, he's one of the big guys there in the core business. He told me I have other tasks more important than your task. It's like a very hard word, and even he said with some attitude. But I guess I got relaxed and I asked him, are you sure? He's doing like market research for real estate development. I asked him, are you keen to have always a good market research report that you submit to your client and to the CEO? He said yes. And I asked him, are you keen to have a good people in your team who's trained always to give you a consistent quality of market research result? He said yes. And I said, okay, this is quality. So, and at that, I can remember at that time he started responding to me, and he sent me his first draft of the procedure, and then we went along with him. So always make sure that quality task is the business task, is the organization task. It's not only for quality. Okay, then one of the also tips that remember what's in it for me. So if you tell the people what the benefit that will get if they establish their procedures or their processes and improving it and doing audit for it, and then people will get their buy-in in that, So that's very important. So just always make sure when you ask people to do something, make sure that they understand the value and the benefit for themselves. Because if people see benefit for themselves as team or as business or even as individuals, then they will respond to you and move along with you. So this is also one of the concepts I like to use in my organizations. Yeah, it's a process owner. I don't call them department head. Even in the procedure, I make it. In each procedure, for example, if it is like procurement procedure, I assign a process owner for that. I say like maybe the procurement manager is the process owner, so he can feel the ownership of this process, and if he feels the ownership, then he will make it the best process that he can do, and then he will implement it and he will improve it as he could or she could. Okay, and also one of the important, and I just like tried in a couple of organizations and it worked very well. What I did as a quality manager and director, I assigned two people from each team or each department I work for. Like for example, 2 from HR, 2 from IT, 2 from recruitment, 2 from procurement, 2 from the core business, the construction team, the design team. And all this, we make a committee and we have regular meetings, like bi-weekly meeting or monthly meetings. In those meetings, we discuss the quality issues in their department. So, and by time those 2 people became also like competent in quality and understand more, and then they will be my eyes on their teams on daily basis, because they are doing their jobs and they are doing quality also for me in their departments. Okay, one of the challenges also is high resistance and pushback. And as we said, this is a change management process or a change journey. Just always keep that in mind. So you can, if you keep that in mind, you will do the right thing to handle that. Okay, continuous communication and coaching, because to make the change, you have to properly manage the change. Communication is the best tool to use, because if you communicate to people will understand, and B, maybe have the same level of understanding and what you want from them and what the objectives and what the benefits. Then life will be easier with them. Okay. And also one of the tips, if you are communicating, as I said, 1x with people or employees, then you need to communicate like 2 or 3x's with the top management, head of departments. So because they are influencers, if you got their buy-in, then they can influence other their teams to do a quality things for you. I mean, in their business lines or departments. Yeah. As you said, it's a change management process. So in the change, you always find people who are accepting the change, and majority of people are in between, and also few people like very resisting the change. So don't waste your time in convincing those people who are resisting, but spend more time on the people who are in between, who are the neutral, because they are neutral with some effort and some communication. They will get also from the people who accepted the change. And as I said, always use different means and channels of communication: formal letters, memos, meetings, reporting, internet, emails, chit chatting, and all means of communication. So, and also I faced this in many times in my career. So you spend like few months, couple of months, and there is no achievement. There is no positive result. You see, you keep doing training, keep communicating with people, but there is no achievement. So how can I deal that? So always, focus on the early wins, like low-hanging fruits, the thing that you can do easily with the resources that you have in your quality department or quality team, and try to achieve it. If you achieve it, like for example, when I joined one company, I found their major problems is the reporting system. Not reporting system, it was audit. Sorry, they have major findings with their owning company. Their owning company doing internal audit for them. So the owning company has many findings in their audits, and they are not able to close it. And I feel that pain when I joined with the CEO. He told me, just please handle this. Then I just put my effort and clear all these findings. And then also I see another pain he has in the reporting system. There are many reporting with the different project, with the different department, with the ownership, with the board. So I also streamlined that for him, for the CEO. Then after those 2 tasks achieved, then he just got trust on me, and then he started listening to me, and also other. So always you need to be smart, focus on the vital fews, as I said, work on the pain point first. If you see the organization has pain points in their business, in their environment, in their employees, then you just work on fixing that, and then things will move along. Okay, always focus on the core business, because core business is especially for profit-based organizations. Core business means profit for them, increasing profit, lowering cost, achieving competency in their staff. So always put more effort in the core business processes, try to improve it before the other supporting processes. So as I said, always as quality managers, always we have a challenge of, few small teams or few resources that we have. So make sure that you are using, the optimum use of resources that you have. As I said, also set always reasonable target. Don't make big targets, and then you will find hard time to achieve it, or to achieve them. Okay, quality stuff is heavy, is boring and heavy to digest, and we face this many times, right? So what are you gonna do for that? So make your message clear always. and to the point. Just make it like as fun as you can, and make it simple, and make sure people understand it. So this is the key point here. And as I said, training can be formal and informal. So use all the type of training and coaching that you can do. Use casual chats, and this is a way I prefer it so much, because in informal meetings, people like, always formal, but if you are in casual chats, then you can joke with the people and people can joke on you, and then, and then you can pass your messages to them through this like casual chats, give them what they need to do, or what about quality and result they can achieve, and what the benefit they can gain, if they apply this new way of doing things. Okay, always use live examples from their processes. If you are talking for procurement, always your examples should be from the pain point that they have, or the challenge that they have in their processes. Okay, so this is the last slide, and then the takeaways here, and I hope that by this now you understand the 3 pillars of the excellent through quality journey, and now you are familiar with the key leadership skills, and maybe there are other skills that we didn't discuss, but this is the key one that came to my mind. And then you are aware of the major challenges that facing us as a quality professionals on daily basis, and what we need to do to overcome each one. So thank you so much. So this is my contact details. Every time, you are welcome by emails, and I have WhatsApp number here. You can just approach me through WhatsApp. We can discuss, and share experiences as well.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
We're getting a lot of applause here. So thank you. Thank you, Omer. Appreciate your time tonight. We're going to continue a little bit past the top of the hour. We're going to keep the recording going. We've got some good questions I want to bring in here. Those of you who are interested, please, we have a couple of QR codes here. We've got 2 upcoming webinars. Everybody does visual inspection, and Ted Shorn is a expert in improving visual inspection. And then we also have one coming up here after that on hypothesis testing. So a couple of questions here. Omer, go ahead and go to the next slide, Omer. Yeah, remind everybody to join ASQ. We think ASQ is an excellent resource. And let's do some questions right now, though. You ready, Omer?
Yeah, I'm ready, yeah.
Okay, sure. So here's one. How to deal with enthusiasm versus budget limitations. Several wishes for quality improvement, but it's limited by lower investments, and we can't move to get there because we don't have the money. Along with that, how do you improve leadership commitment? And then there's another one that connects to that. How do we relate cost of quality and company reputation? What do you think about those 3?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I like that, and always this is a challenge, because we are in real life. Always you face this limitation in the budget and the resources. And as I said, top management always focus on the core businesses. So, as I said, having all these, you need just to be flexible enough as a quality manager, quality director, and and try to see, okay, they have limitation in resources and budget, but there are some, for sure you'll find something to do, right? And try always to make good goals that align with the top management. And I faced this many times, even during the hard time in the business. Then you find yourself like just doing some improvement in the business, in the core business. As I said, I'm just always focusing on the core business of the company. Improvement means like if you wanna use some technology to reduce maybe some resources or optimize the resources, trying to bring, even sometimes I did like, some consultation for other companies, and we get, and become like the video generation department, as a quality, because quality usually we use, we are just like supporting department for the business. But at that time, I just step up and prepare proposals for other companies in the market in Qatar, and we got one big client, and I helped them as as a quality consultant, and all money generated from that, and it was a big contract, and all the money then reverted to my company. So you have to have a way. It's hard, but we need to be like flexible, and also understanding the business of the organization and the industry that we are in and the market. That's very important, So understanding that with the resources that you have in your department, in your team, then you'll find a solution for sure. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, it was a big question, not one that can be done easily, I guess. Here's a good one. Is it different working with leadership or general employees? How do you compare and contrast how you would work with general employees as compared to working with leadership?
Yeah, for me, my approach is always spending more time with the top management. And because as I said, because they are the influencer, they are the decision maker. If they buy in, then for sure rest of the employee they will follow. So I spend more time with them. It's really hard because they are always busy, and they have always got involved in many other stuff and they have always busy schedule. But I used to have this weekly meeting with them, at least this weekly meeting or monthly meeting. You have to have a frequent communication, and sometimes I use email, sometimes I use send like SMSs to them, just telling them this stuff. But again, coming to the question, employees are also important, and for the employees, I use I used to have also awareness sessions like frequently, like every month I do like awareness in any topic of quality, and then we use other ways of like the champions of the quality champions, or chatting, communicating with them in different ways.
Okay, thank you. I think we have time for another one here. This one I think is an important one. The question starts off with, building trust seems to be the key to encouraging employees to accept changes. Otherwise, there will be a lot of resistance. Do you find there are different forms of communications necessary for following up with employee engagement and for quality management system procedures that are accepted and those that are new, trying to get them to accept the new ones? Oftentimes people are just waiting to see how effective the changes may be, but that's a form of resistance. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so here the solution is, there is no one solution I can say, but it depends on the culture, on the business type, on the maturity of the organization, on quality management. If there is no, there is no previous experience in the quality, and this may be most of the cases that I face in my life, then you need to just do like, I started always by doing an audit. I don't name it as an audit for them because they are new to the quality. I just want to meet everyone in the organization, like interviews, just like meeting them, discussing with them, understanding their processes, and see what are the gaps they have and what their pain points. And even I remember always I have a question in my checklist for those interviews. What are the pain points? What are the burning pains that you have now? What your challenges now? So when I understand this, and then I went to my office, and when I collect all this information from everyone, then I start to put my plan, what are the critical pains that if I achieve it or if I remove it, then it will have a big impact, and then we build trust with people. And especially if it is like a pain for the CEO of the company, that I will put it a priority, you know, and because if you build a trust with the CEO, then other C-suite members, they also, you know, have trusted you, and then the rest of the organization. So you have to play it smart. It's not always one thing you do for every organization. You know, you need just to assess the business they are in, the market situation, you know, the processes, their maturity, as I said, their people, the number of people who will resist that. Or yeah, I can open my camera, I guess. So I hope I answered the question here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did. Thank you. We're gonna kind of wrap up here for a minute. There's a few more questions. Some of you may have had a question that you did not get a chance to ask. So you'll get an email in 48 hours, 2 days, and it will have Dr. Tagari's email address. You may ask questions directly of him. You may ask him for copies of the slides, and he will share those with you in a PDF form. So I want to just cover off here a couple of closing items here. We're going to stop, finish the recording here.